Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Willem Elbers and I am a researcher and academic at Radboud University, the Netherlands. Today I'm going to talk with you, I'm going to discuss the idea of engagement between academia and practice. And when I talk about practice, I really mean the world of civil society. So basically engagement between academia and civil society. And I'm going to focus on the role of the pracademic. And now you think, pracademic, what does that mean? Well, you're going to find out, so be patient. Okay, let's start with some of the basics. We first need to establish and hopefully agree with each other that academia really has a role to play when it comes to promoting disability inclusive development. And as you see the slide, I've listed a number of reasons why I think that academia is really key. That if we can really engage and harness the power of academia, we can really fare much better when it comes to realizing goals with regarding to disability inclusive development. First of all, let's start with the first bullet point, which is about understanding. If you want to fix something, if you want to address a current problem, you first need to understand it. You need to diagnose it. And this is really where academia and scientists have their strength. They can analyze, they can examine. And based on their analysis, you can come up with much better also solutions. That's one of the other bullet points. The actions, the levers that are needed for realizing disability inclusive development. Academia also has, I think, an important role to play when it comes to testing which strategies work and which ones don't work or work less well. If you know which strategies are really effective, then these are the strategies that you can scale up to achieve even more. When we talk about academia, we also are talking about people who have more time, literally to think and reflect and to take a stand back about the usual hectic day-to-day life and come up with new ideas. So I'm not saying that the only innovation that you can expect will come from academia, no. But I am saying that academia is in a really nice position to come up with innovative and fresh thinking that maybe shake things up or maybe make you see new things that you previously did not see. And there's also the role of educating people. So the students, the people or from different levels that come to the university that learn new knowledge but also gain a kind of critical mindset. Okay, I think most people will agree with this with this list and will understand the importance. So this brings me to the next step. If we start from the idea that academia is something important to add to practice, something to bring, then it makes sense that they will work together. And my idea is, and that's not only my idea, but a lot of people think that both have a lot to win. Civil society can, of course, step into these positive things I just mentioned, but academia can also enhance its own positive role in society. For example, my university, the Radboud University, has a slogan that is, "You have a role to play." That is the ambition to have a bigger societal impact. But to do that, the university really has to engage with practice, also with civil society. So this makes a lot of sense, bring them together. Yet it would be a kind of naive idea that simply putting an academic and a practitioner in a room will bring up something beautiful. That's not how it works. This is one of my first points I want to bring home. You really need something more. If you really want successful cooperation and engagement between the two, you need people with particular kind of skill sets. And this is really where the pracademic comes in. And I've come up with a kind of working definition. Pracademics are individuals with a position in academia, practice, so it can be both, or both, who cross the boundaries between the two domains and have the ability to act as bridges. So pracademics are certainly therefore not only academics, but also people from practice. So they can be both pracademics. But what unites them is their ability to act as a bridge. And now I'm going to flesh out that idea a bit more. Because in my view, pracademics have this unique set of competences and qualities. And these are certainly not qualities that you will find in every practitioner or in every academic. The ability to facilitate interaction, to build social relationships, to foster trust, so to connect people. The ability to understand that the other has a different working culture, a different set of interests, maybe values, that you need to have a kind of empathy, a kind of listening ability to understand. The ability to translate academic knowledge, which is very abstract usually, and using kind of jargon into very practical language, but also the ability to come up with the experience from practice and translate it to academic knowledge, so a kind of interaction. The ability to work together to co-produce and disseminate knowledge, and of course also the ability to act as a kind of ambassador, a kind of champion, because successful Pracademics are always champions of this engagement between academia and practice. In my mind, a lot of the people who spoke at this kickoff meeting, people like Nikki or Gloria Thomas, and they are both from practice and from academia. They're all Pracademics in my mind. And that's, I think, also one of the reasons why also in the past the Breaking Down Barriers project has been so successful, because we have people in our team that have these specific skills to make it work. Now here comes the catch. We acknowledge that these Pracademics are important. We acknowledge that we need to engage with each other in terms of these two domains. At the same time, we don't promote or nurture these Pracademics. We don't recognize that they are very important. And so the people that are to make it happen are not really empowered or given the position or time or whatever to make it work. At academia, for example, academics that excel in the academic domain, they are typically those that excel in publishing or winning grants. And if you look at how they are judged, they're judged in terms of exactly these things. So you have criteria that are skewed towards science for the sake of science. The incentives are simply like that. And if you take a look at the world of practice, you see very few positions for people that are in positions that systematically enable them to engage with academia. And so most of the time these are ad hoc positions when there is a kind of strategic exercise coming up, and you have these people then that are given the ability to connect a little bit, and that's it. Or you see that accountability and management are, in terms of organizational culture and values, typically valued more than knowledge and learning. And this is also where I think that, the fact, for example, that Liliane Foundation has made some of these positions available in its own project, although of course there's still much work to do, makes the organization a front runner and gives it a kind of special ability to go where not that many organizations have gone before. Okay, I'm gonna go towards my core messages that I want to give to you to think about, but I'm gonna first recap my story. I said there is a great need for sustained engagement, and it requires Pracademics, yes. But I also said these Pracademics are usually not nurtured or promoted. Okay, so where does that leave us, especially for organizations that say, we want to become more effective, we want to harness the power of science, we want to become knowledge brokers. 3 messages that I have come up with. One is really start acknowledging that crucial role of Pracademics. See them for what they are. Recognize their unique skill set. That also means something in terms of the people you're going to employ, or the policy for people that you're going to give positions and that you're going to put on projects. It's also really about installing policies and practices that are supporting rather than hampering those Pracademics. So when I think about academia, for example, I really think about revised performance criteria or greater recognition also for the really importance that you spend your time as an academic on working with practice. But when I talk about practice, I really think about stimulating, encouraging your employees to go on sabbaticals, go to the university, take courses, to really engage with researchers. And finally, this is maybe my wrapping up message, is that I think both university and practice, civil society, really needs to start recognizing the Pracademic as a distinct career path that not a lot of people are necessarily really good at, but that's okay. We just need a few that are really good at, and those few we need to nurture. Thank you very much.